cybersecurity questions. You're listening to a Faster PC live technical support here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour on WPSL. We're also streaming this show live over to Facebook and YouTube. You can get the links to both of those at our website, fasterpc.com. Just go there, fasterpc.com. At the very top of the page, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. So if you click on that button, you can actually scroll down the page. On the left side, there are various ways that you can schedule live technical support from a Faster PC technician. On the right side, there's various ways you can listen to a Faster PC live technical support. So, including, you can listen on the radio. You can also listen on Alexa on your smart speaker or your Google smart speaker. You can listen on your phone. You can listen you can actually watch the live streams. We don't recommend watching the live streams if you're driving down the road, but you know what the great thing is, if you're driving down the road, or maybe I listen to radio. I listen to WPSL quite often. I listen to WSTU quite often. And, sometimes you hear something and you're like, hey, what was that? What did he say? I didn't quite catch that. I'd like to be able to rewind. Well, you can't rewind while it's live, but right after the show is over, shortly after the show's over, you'll be able to watch the show in its entirety. If you missed a certain part, or maybe you just want to watch a certain part, or we were talking about something that really interests you and you want to watch that segment again, you can watch that. We also roll out multiple segments of these shows to our video segment, so you can actually watch shorter features as well. And then we also have shorts as well, which are just little snippets, anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes of our show or one of our videos out there. So you can actually watch these. And so head over there and actually check these out. And just remember, when you have computer problems, technical problems, streaming problems, or questions, you need a Faster PC. One of the things we are going to show you today, we're going to show you a few things, and we're going to go over a few things. And, of course, your questions are number one. 772-340-1590 is the phone number if you want to ask questions. You also can ask your questions on the live streams that are going on right now over at YouTube and Facebook. And you can actually just comment on the live video. If you're watching after the fact and you want to have a question answered in a future video, just ask that question in the comment section of one of our videos and we can cover it on a future video. So I'll monitor those throughout the show. And in the studio, Ken and Mr. G will be monitoring those as well. And listen, this is something that we can help you. We can answer your questions. So I'm going to go over some things that we have planned, and your questions are number one. And here's the thing. If your questions take up all the time, that certainly is fine. There are certain things that we are going to cover today, whether we cover them on this live show on the radio or not. We have sometimes extended the show out, and we can do that where we just extend the show out. We go ahead and continue the show on the live stream after the radio is over. Because you know what? After our show's over, there's another show coming on the radio. But we can actually extend the show out if necessary. Because one of the things that we do go over is the biggest and most critical cybersecurity threats. We'll go over that in the final segment. Or if your questions push that till later, we'll do that in an extended session. Also, we will be going over continuing our computer buyer's guide. So I know a lot of you guys might have gone out in this last week and actually purchased computers. And you know what? I know from experience, some of you are purchasing computers that are slower than the ones you had before. And I don't care how little you paid for it. If you buy a computer that's slower than the one you had before, you are wasting your money, in my opinion. Or if you buy one that has a drive that's too small for you or doesn't have enough RAM, you're wasting your money. So we actually go over and show you how you can actually avoid doing this. We're going to show you that today. And we've been going over this. If you want to watch some of those previous shows, that where we've gone over this, you can do that, because you know what, even if you've already purchased a computer, you can take it back if you didn't buy the right one, and we can go over that for you. So another thing that we do want to that we will be showing you today is how you can watch Christmas movies without cable TV. So I know some of you're paying for cable and you're seeing your bill go up. You're seeing it go up and up and up and up, and you're thinking, wow, I wish I could just cut the cord. I wish I could get rid. In fact, you may have heard the word cut the cord. What does that mean? Well, it means getting rid of your cable internet and going to streaming or digital antenna or something like that. And so we go over this quite often on this show to show you how you can watch various content, how you can also make sure that you're getting the best deal for best bang for your buck. So one of the things we'll do, we'll actually switch over, because if you want to actually watch Christmas movies, here's one of the things that has changed in the last few years with Christmas movies. Some of the Christmas movies, in fact, a lot of the big Christmas movies that a lot of people love to watch, and I don't know what you love to watch. In fact, leave your comments of what movies you like to watch in the comment section below if you're watching on the live video. But, there are Christmas movies that our family likes to watch, and some of those movies are now owned. They were Fox movies, but the Fox movies, the content was actually purchased by Disney. So that does throw a wrinkle. It doesn't mean that Disney's the only way to get those movies, but it does mean that some of those movies that you might have previously been able to watch for free, maybe you could even watch them on the Fox broadcast channel, they may not be there on the Fox broadcast channel. So we're going to go over some of the ways you can watch movies, including free ways, including ways that may cost you a little bit of money, including ways where you may have a subscription or may actually buy the movie outright. So first of all, you can get a digital antenna. So we've talked about digital antennas, that you get best results if you have an outdoor antenna on a 20-foot pole. And you can these actually have rotors on the top where the antenna can actually rotate. You just push a button inside your house. You don't have to actually go up there or turn the pole or anything like that. You just push a button and the antenna actually rotates. You can use these inside your house. You can use them in the attic, but you're not going to get as good of a reception as if you use them outside your house. So if you live in an area where you can do that, that's the best way to do it. There are some of the and you'll have to look at when they're out there, and you can actually watch them live. Or there still are DVRs that you can buy, digital video recorders, where they can actually sync up to an antenna. They can see what's coming on when, and they can actually record from that live. So you can also purchase a DVD or Blu-ray of your favorite movies, and we have some of our favorite movies that way. And we don't always watch them that way, because you know what? If we have them that way, well, you know what you have to have? You have to have a Blu-ray player or a DVD player, and we don't have one of those in every room. We do have a Roku in every room connected to every TV, so you can actually use Roku. If you're not and I'm going to switch over to Roku to just show you that on the screen. So if you're actually using Roku, and by the way, you can use an Amazon Fire Stick. You can use Google TV. You can use Apple TV. In my opinion, though, Roku is the easiest way to do things. If you're not too particular about what movies you can watch, I can tell you there are a lot of movies that may not be the big name movies, but a lot of movies are on YouTube. And you can actually go into YouTube and you can search for I don't think I've been into YouTube in a while, so I'm just going to watch this as a guest. And what we can actually do is we can actually search for Christmas movies. And so you see, as we start to type it out, the various words will pop up on the screen, and we see, so Christmas movies is number 4. Christmas movies full movies. So there's a lot of movies that you can actually watch. Now, some of these, maybe you see this one, Spirited, is actually buy or rent. There's also Dear Santa. There's a lot of movies that you can actually watch, and some of these, again, are going to say that there's a trial or buy now or whatnot, but some of these are actually totally free. There are a lot of Hallmark movies available. There's also Christian movies. There's a whole bunch of different programs out there, or different organizations out there that actually produce Christmas movies. You also can go out and look at Roku. And so if we do a search on Roku, there's various movies that you can actually watch. And we may even, because we're a little bit short on time, we may even show this next week as well, because you know what, we may not get through all of this. But you can do a search for Christmas movies on Roku. Some of these movies will be completely free. You won't have to pay anything for them. And you can actually even do a search, again, just like, and you see some of these are actually coming up, and that's probably because, I may have done a search already at the time, or they know what is actually on people's minds. But we can actually go free Christmas movies. You could search for Christmas movies. There are ways that you can actually watch these for free. You see A Christmas Story. So this is available. You see it's available if we wanted to watch Christmas Story. Some of these are available with a subscription. And then there's other ways that you can actually play these movies. Maybe they require a subscription. Maybe they require a purchase. You can also, if you have a streaming substitute package, you can actually go out there and you can actually tell it to record movies. And then when that movie's on, you can watch it. Mr. G, are we going to the first break right now? I think Ray cues that up manually.
Every Saturday in the 10 o'clock
There we go.
Here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for a Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes, or you just go to our website, afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. Hackers are constantly looking for ways to break into your computer and network to access your data and hold it hostage. Think this can't happen to you? Think again. Hackers regularly target small businesses. A Faster PC has produced a cybersecurity crisis report that goes over urgent and critical protections every small business must have in place now to protect their bank accounts, client data, confidential information, and reputation from the tsunami of cybercrime. To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at
www.afastpc.com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Cybersecurity problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at afasterpc.com.
You need a Faster PC.
772-878-5978. Microsoft's end of support for Windows 10 is here, and if you continue to use Windows 10, your computer will be increasingly susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer doesn't support Windows 11. And we can even do so remotely without you needing to leave your work or home. Don't be a sitting duck for hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer today. Computer problems? problems?
You need a faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
www.afasterpc.com. 772-878-5978. Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by, ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do. And we are back ready to answer your computer technical streaming and cybersecurity questions. If you're listening or just joining the show, we are heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour here on WPSL. You're listening to a Faster PC live technical support. I'm your host, Brian Longworth, and I am here ready to answer your computer technical streaming and cybersecurity questions. If you have any questions, you can give those to us. Give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. You can also type your questions into the comment section of the live videos that are going on at YouTube and Facebook right now, and I'll actually cover those, or I'll actually check those periodically. And you know what, if there's a question, we'll go over it. And you know what, if there's not a question, that's okay. We have a full slate of topics that we are going to and prepared to talk about, including your computer. If you're buying a new computer, what type of computer can you buy? What should you buy? How much RAM? What does even RAM mean? How much of a, what you need to get on a CPU? And really, we've gone over some of this in the past. In fact, we've gone over all of this in the past because for the last several years, we've been doing this every year. And the reason we do this, and we do it at this time of the year because we know a lot of people buy new computers at this time of the year. And the reason we do this is because we see people every single year buy computers that are slower than the one they already had. Now, you may think that that's not even possible. It's a new computer. How could it be slower? Well, there are different levels of speeds on computers, and some computers are designed for performance, and some computers are designed for price, and some of those ones that are designed for price are inadequate really for most people to use. And I don't care how little you pay, if you get a computer that you only pay a little bit for, but you actually go out and it's slower than the one you had before, you've wasted your money. If it doesn't have enough drive space, if it doesn't have enough RAM, you've wasted your money. So and by the way, sometimes you can even make your own computer fast enough for you. If your own computer's slow, it might be because it has a platter hard drive. Well, about 4 weeks, I believe it was 4 weeks ago on this show, we went over we went over just an overview of how to buy a new computer. And then I believe it was 2 weeks ago that we went over uh, we actually went over CPUs. So we showed you, how you can buy I think we even went over CPUs last week. So I may be getting my weeks mixed up, but you can actually go back and you can look at those shows. If you want to get the links to any of those shows, go to our website at fasterpc.com, click on the link at the very top of the page. It says live technical support. On the right hand side, there's various ways that you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support. So right after this show's over, you'll be able to do that. And if you just bought a new computer, it's okay. You can take it back. If you've realized that you bought a computer that's too slow, that doesn't meet your needs, you can take it back. We can even, if you just say, hey, you know what, all this is too confusing to me, I just want someone else to do this for me, we can do that for you. Even if you buy the computer somewhere else, we'll still do that for you. We also can we build custom built desktop computers, and if you're wanting an all-in-one or a laptop computer, we can provide, we can sell those to you. But we can also help you buy, if you want to buy from a big box store, if you want to buy a big computer, we can help you with that. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover, and I'm going to get my full screen ready so you'll actually be able to see my screen, and you'll actually be able to see see what I'm actually talking about, what I'm actually going over on my system. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is RAM. That's random access memory. And if we have enough time, we'll also talk about drives. So what do you need to be looking for in a new computer as far as RAM? Again, last week we went over CPU. The week before, we went over what types of computers, whether you get an all-in-one computer, whether you get a desktop computer or a laptop computer, and what the differences are in those. I did also, probably maybe 5 weeks ago, went over the one computer brand that I will never buy again, most likely. I can't say never. I really like this brand, but boy, after my experience with their tech support, one computer that was one of our customers, and also on my own computer, which is actually sitting right now to my left. It's up above on a shelf. It's been running, but it doesn't run as fast as it should. And so far, that company has failed or refused to repair it, and to make it right, and to make it as fast as it really should be. So, here's the thing. Today we're going to talk about RAM, random access memory. That's what we're starting out talking about. And again, we may go over a little bit more. So what is RAM, first of all? RAM is random access memory. So there are two types of memory on your computer. Well, more than two, but two main types. There's what we would call your drive, which is more permanent memory. So your Windows operating system is installed on your drive, and that could be a platter hard drive, the older platter hard drives, or it could be the newer solid state or SSD drives. And so if that's where your operating system and the programs would be stored. Also programs that you have, and files that you have. So if you have, let's say maybe you're writing a book. I know some of you guys, you write books. You write them just for your family so that they can have a history of your family. Or you go out and you have not only books out there, but you have maybe you're working on something for school or something for church, a lesson plan or homework or other types of tax documents, other types of things. Those are data. That's pictures are data, videos are data, music is data. So that's stored on the drive, and that's permanent storage. When you turn your computer on, a certain portion of your operating system and a certain portion of the programs that you run are pulled from your drive into RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It is really just about the fastest type of RAM. There's also cache RAM that's on the CPU itself, which is even faster. But other than cache, RAM is faster than your drive. Even if you have an SSD drive, RAM is faster. And really, if you have, the more RAM you have, one of the things that you'll see is that the more RAM that Windows will actually use. And so what we'll talk about today is how much RAM you should have. We're also going to talk about different ways that you can maximize the RAM utilization. So I'm going to switch over to a full screen to show you this. I'm going to launch Windows Explorer. When I launch I'm going to launch the Task Manager. So when I launch the Task Manager here, so you're going to see, first of all, CPU utilization. You can click on any of these tabs and you can sort by CPU utilization. You can also sort by memory, which is RAM. You can sort by disk. The disk utilization is not always accurate. I will tell you that from this screen. If you go over to performance, it gets more accurate. But this can actually show you, first of all, just a broad overview of how the percentage of the various components that are being used and what is using most of that resources. Now, I have way more RAM than most people have. I really have more RAM than I actually need, but it's better to have more than not enough. Now, my computer didn't come with the amount of RAM that I have. My computer came with 16 gigabytes of RAM, but I made sure that the RAM that I purchased, the computer I purchased, had removable RAM, and I actually upgraded my RAM to 64 gigabytes. So I have two 32 gigabyte modules. And when you look at computers and you see, if I look at performance, even with 64 gigabytes of RAM, right now, my computer is using 42% of that. Now, don't let that scare you, because most of you are not going to buy a computer. In fact, none of you are going to be able to buy a computer off the shelf that's going to have 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's just not going to happen. But it didn't happen with me either. I ordered my computer from the computer manufacturer itself, and there are some computers that you can customize. Those can be quite expensive. In fact, if you're looking for a desktop that you can customize, you'll get that desktop for less money if you go to a faster PC. But when we look at RAM here, you see 42% of my RAM is being utilized by Windows and by the programs that are running. And one thing that's a little bit disappointing to me is that you look at the amount of RAM that's being used. 42%, of 64 gigabytes. What we're looking at is about about 24 gigabytes of RAM that's being used. But if you add up the amount of RAM that's actually here, it's not going to add up to that amount. So there's RAM that's being used that Windows just does not show you what's using it. And that's frustrating. But for most computers, and I'll go over here to performance, we can actually hone into the RAM. You can see how much RAM is being used. You can see the total amount of RAM. And this is one of the things you want to do for your current computer. Get programs opened up. Run what you normally are running, and then hold down the Control and the Shift key and press Escape. And that will launch the Task Manager. And you can then click on Performance, and you can actually look at how much RAM you have, how much of that is being used. Now, I will tell you that some of the computers out there that are lower end, in fact, the very low end computers are coming today with 4 gigabytes of RAM. That is absolutely not enough to run Windows. Some are coming with 8 gigabytes of RAM. 8 gigabytes of RAM really is not enough in the current environment. I mean, you could get by with it. don't get me wrong. You could use 8 gigabytes of RAM, and you would be okay as long as you weren't a power user. As long as when you went to a website, you didn't go to multiple tabs, open up multiple tabs. You definitely would not be able to open up multiple tabs with 8 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, maybe a few tabs, but not a lot of tabs. I mean, I'm a real power user. I get a lot of tabs open, and because I'm using various functions, and I need those pages open. I have a lot of tabs open. I even have 4 or 5 different. Right now, I have 4 or 5 different Firefox instances open with multiple tabs in each of those. And I use those, but if you're only using a few tabs, that's okay. Really, your best bet for today's computers would be to go with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And so this is something that if your computer that you're looking at does not have 16 gigabytes of RAM, then you're going to want to know, can your computer be upgraded? Maybe you like everything else about the computer, but it only has 8 gigabytes of RAM. What you're going to want to look for is, are the components that are on this computer upgradable? Believe it or not, some computers come with less RAM than what some people might need, but you can't upgrade them. Some of those 4 gigabyte systems or 8 gigabyte systems, you can't change that. You can't upgrade it. You can't increase the amount of RAM that is actually there. And so this is something that you just have to, you want to know that before you buy it. And really sometimes, you may have to even chat if you're looking at a particular model, chat with the manufacturer. Get it in writing that this RAM is upgradable. Chat if you're buying it online. Chat with the people that are selling it. Make sure that it's upgradable, and if not, send it back, because if it's not enough RAM, you want to be able to upgrade that. You want to be able to make it bigger than the amount of RAM that you currently have, so that you can have enough. Really, 16 is enough for most people, and that's what I would be looking for today.
To a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a questions answered and you haven't called in. Now is your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590. So we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
The one thing we hate to hear after someone's hard drive dies is, I was just about to make a backup. Just about is not good enough. At a Faster PC, we can recover data from family hard drives, but not all the time. And we can't recover your data if it's stolen or destroyed by fire, unless you have a backup. We can't recover your data if it's encrypted with ransomware unless you have a backup. A Faster PC can protect your data from loss by hard drive failure, fire, theft, sabotage, and ransomware. Don't wait until it's too late.
You need a Faster PC.
When your data is important,
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.fasterpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. When you can't lose your data,
Don't you know by now you need a Faster PC?
give us a call today at 772-878-5978. It's that time of year again, Cliff. No, Cliff, it's the time of year when a Faster PC wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. This is Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Live Technical Support. On behalf of a Faster PC and its employees,
I would like to thank God for all of his blessings over the past year and remind our customers and radio show listeners to take time during this busy time of the year to thank God for his blessings and provision. He does provide all of our needs. If you have computer technical, streaming, or cybersecurity problems,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's afasterpc.com. Call a Faster PC today at 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to a Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for a Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop, we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Yes, you do. And we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. And if you have any questions, 772-340-1590 is the number to get your questions answered. You can also type them into the comment section of the live video that's going on right now at YouTube and Facebook. And really, if you have questions throughout the week, you want to have those answered, then you can actually type those questions into the comment section of our live videos. If you want to watch the live videos or know where they are, you can go to our website at fasterpc.com, and at the very top of the page there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that. On the left hand side there's various ways you can schedule live technical support with a Faster PC technician, including ways that you can get emergency service right then and there, or very shortly at least, and the same day service, whether it's on-site, in-shop, or remote. We can fix a lot of problems remotely as well. Additionally, we also going over to the right side, there's various ways you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support. And we want you to be able to do that, to know the various ways that you can do that. And that's why we have that there. Now, this part of the show, we go over the biggest and most critical cybersecurity threats that are out there right now that people are facing, that computer users are facing. And just picture this. Your data could be gone in 60 seconds. Your customer files, financial records, everything held hostage by criminals you've never met. And here's what makes this week different. And what we're seeing is we're seeing a record number of ransomware attacks set in a single month. Over 570 attacks. I'm Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC live technical support, and today I'm going to be going over the 5 biggest cybersecurity threats from this week that every business owner and a computer user needs to know right now. So stick around to the end. I'll share a shocking statistic about one vulnerability that could be sitting on your computer right now that affects millions of devices. So one of the things that we need to know about this is that cyber threats are real and they're evolving. If you're out there and you're saying, oh, you know what, I don't really care, I don't go to any dangerous websites, and this really isn't concerning to me, well, just know that there are big threats that are out there, and the cyber attackers are getting smarter. And they don't even have to be smart anymore, They can use AI to actually target your systems. And AI can actually learn and actually help them build better emails. I mean, you remember the emails that people were getting a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago that had the typos, that had weird language in them. I don't know if you've noticed if you get spam email, but they're getting better. The reason they're getting better is because of AI. So you have to realize these hackers, a lot of times they don't speak our language. They don't speak English. So they're actually writing this in their language. And then they're translating it, and the translation doesn't always come out right, and that's why you have those funny words. Well, AI can actually reword that so that it comes out better. And so, if you're actually a small business on the Treasure Coast, a management team, maybe you just are a personal computer user that wants to keep your computer safe, we're going to go into 5 critical threats that are out there that you need to be aware of to make sure that your system is protected. So threat number 1 might sound technical, but stay with me because this one is affecting 1,300 businesses right now, and it could happen to yours without you even knowing it. There's a critical vulnerability in software called Clio, specifically their Harmony, VL Trader, and Lexicom products. These are file transfer tools that many businesses use to move data around securely. Especially right now, they're not so secure. Attackers figured out how to exploit and how to exploit an unrestricted file upload feature. Think of it like this. Imagine your business has a secure mailroom where only authorized packages are supposed to come. This vulnerability is like leaving the back door wide open with a sign that says drop anything here. Attackers are using PowerShell commands. PowerShell is a very powerful Windows tool that's built into Windows. It does have legitimate uses. It actually has legitimate uses that are very valid. But it can be used by hackers as well if you allow them to use it, if your system is configured so that they have rights to use it. So this is using some PowerShell commands, basically automated scripts to compromise systems remotely. Mass exploitation started on December 3rd, and the Termite ransomware group is suspected to be behind many of these attacks. They're using tactics similar to the notorious CIOP ransomware gang, which has caused billions in damages worldwide. So here's what you need to do. If you use Clio products, contact your IT provider immediately to patch these systems. Here's the thing. If your system hasn't been compromised yet, this risk is known out there. You need to get the patches installed so that your computer is safe. If you don't have an IT provider, well, that's where a Faster PC can help you. We can provide that help, and we can make sure that your systems are patched. In fact, we can even come in and we can do a cybersecurity audit to determine whether there are risks, whether you have risks that you didn't even really realize are there. So we're going to talk more about that at the end. But here's the scary part. Many businesses don't even know they're running vulnerable software until it's too late. So there also have been recently massive healthcare and government breaches. So threat number 2 hits close to home, literally. This week, we're seeing the fallout from some of the biggest healthcare and government data breaches of the year. Ascension, one of America's largest hospital operators, just reported that a ransomware attack has compromised the personal data of 5.6 million people. We're talking patient records, lab results, insurance information, everything. You know what? Hospitals ask you for your Social Security number. By the way, you're not applying for a loan. You're not opening up a bank account. Do not give your doctor or your hospital or any medical provider your Social Security number. They don't need to know it. And believe me, they probably aren't doing everything they need to do to protect your data. So you have to protect it yourself by not giving it to them in the first place. Here's what should concern you even more, even if you're not a patient of Ascension. Rhode Island officials also revealed this week that hundreds of thousands of residents had their Social Security numbers and financial data stolen. Government assistance programs like SNAP and healthcare services were shut down temporarily. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, SRP Federal Credit Union disclosed that over 24,000 members had their sensitive information exposed. Social Security numbers, driver's licenses, birth dates, and financial account details. So here's how this matters to you. Maybe you don't go to this hospital or you're not a part of this, but you need to realize that there are other entities that have your data. And when they are targeted, you're a target too. So it's important that you really even talk to the people that you are giving your information to and see what types of security they're doing. Ask if they're doing a third-party cybersecurity audit. If they have someone that's doing a third-party cybersecurity audit, ask to see that cybersecurity audit. Because let me tell you something, the cybersecurity audits that we do, they reveal a lot of vulnerabilities. And of course, those vulnerabilities need to be addressed and taken care of. The average cost of a data breach for small businesses, well, it's several $1 million. Many small businesses never recover from an attack like that. And really, in fact, even a lot of small businesses go out of business within 6 months after an attack. So there's Microsoft users are seeing sophisticated phishing campaigns. So this is threat number 3. It's especially nasty because it looks completely legitimate. We're talking about phishing campaigns targeting Microsoft Azure and OneDrive users. Now, I know phishing sounds basic. We all know not to click on suspicious emails. Of course, people do it all the time. Well, these attacks are different. Cyber criminals are hosting fake login pages on Microsoft's own cloud storage services. These pages look 100% authentic because they're actually using Microsoft legitimate domains. Here's how it works. You get an email that looks like it comes from Microsoft, maybe saying there's a problem with your account and you need to verify something. You click on the link and boom, you're on what looks like a real Microsoft login page. It'll even have Microsoft in the official URL because, again, it is their page. But it's actually a fake page, and you have to be cautious because when you type in your username and your password there, you're giving hackers and scammers your details. So there's also manufacturing and industry attacks that are out there. And these are targeted industry attacks. So this is aimed specifically at manufacturing and industry businesses, and it shows how sophisticated these attacks have become. And really, you want to be cautious. Employees training is crucial. If you have a business out there, you want to have cyber awareness training. There's also an unprecedented ransomware surge. Now, ransomware is where your data is encrypted and you have to pay money to get the data back. Of course, if you have a good backup, you don't have to pay the money to get the data back. But sometimes the ransomware attack they actually will, as part of the ransom, say, we're going to release this information on the web and you're going to be exposed and you're going to be embarrassed. And so some businesses will actually pay the money to keep the information off the web. If you're out there and you're saying, you know what, this is too complicated, I don't really know how to deal with this, well, you need a faster PC. Give us a call, 772-878-5978, or go to our website at fasterpc.com. While you're there, you can schedule a free discovery call with me, or you can actually download our cyber security report. This is a free report, doesn't cost any money. 772-878-5978.
Today's show. But if you've missed any part of the show, website, fasterpc.com, and look at the top of the page. Right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can actually request live technical support from a Faster PC's technicians. On the right-hand side, you'll see how you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support, including on the radio, on the TuneIn app, on your Alexa or Google speakers, and on our podcast, as well as links to both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you'll not only be able to hear the show, but also see the show. We also have links to our YouTube channel's video page, where you can watch individual segments, and then also our shorts page, where you can watch little snippets of a Faster PC live technical support. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5, and next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
They say this is the most wonderful time of the year. Why? Because God sent his only begotten Son into the world. He came as a babe in a manger, but ended his life dying on the cross so that your sins and my sins can be forgiven. If you don't know Jesus as your Savior, I invite you to repent of your sins and cry out to God for salvation through Jesus Christ.
For WPSL Port St. Lucie,